Hi, this is Empress Alicia from the Drakkonian Empire, and I just wanted to come on really quickly to respond to some of the talking points that were presented today when Victor, my husband, was speaking to Emperor AP from the Empire of Eternia. So I was talking in the chats and comments, and Victor, the Emperor, was talking on video chat with Emperor AP on their YouTube channel. And I kept seeing in the comments, we were talking about the train derailment, and I kept seeing people saying things like, essentially that the damage that's been done is irreparable. And I can completely understand that sentiment, and I could wholeheartedly believe that if I wanted to. But I think we have to stay open and positive to new developments. You know, there's a very common and cliched saying that people use in times like this, which is that the same mind that has been used to create a problem cannot be used to find the solution. And I agree with that. And I also think it's important that we realize we can't outsource all of our power to, the modern experts to come up with this solution for us. If we want our land, that means the soil, the ecology of the land, as far as the creatures and the ecosystems, our water, our food, our livestock. If we want those things to come back to a safe and normal way of being, of course, some of it will take time, but I believe that there has to be an answer. We have to, I don't want to say we have to stay positive, because this is a tragedy and I'm not undermining that at all. But as far as looking for solutions, when people work together and they are committed and they're open-minded, they can do nearly anything. And that's something that, Victor believes as well. And we have to remember that we live in times of purposeful inefficiency. So doing things like having huge amounts of toxic chemicals on a train in the first place shouldn't be happening in, our world. We can figure out better ways of doing things. The reason our society doesn't figure out better ways and safer ways of doing things is because it's not in the interest of big businesses, but it is in the interest of civilian life and all other life on this planet. And so if we as civilians and some of us as micronationalists decide to come together and work on this problem, I believe that we can find a solution, especially if we're working with people at all different skill levels. And we have some people with more education. I myself, I'm not a chemist. I have a theater arts degree and I'm a yoga teacher, and, I'm in the wellness space. That's not my expertise. But there are people who that is their expertise, and they don't work for big business. And I believe that there just has to be a solution to this. And we have to do everything we can to find it. And I'm so sorry to the people of East Palestine and the cities around them that have been so directly affected. We're somewhat north of that area, so we're still getting some of the environmental impact, but nothing like the people who live within a few miles of that area. And I've seen that people as far as 30 miles away are being included in the class action lawsuit, and that may even have expanded. This story, things are changing so rapidly, it's been really hard for me to keep up. But I just want to say that in the face of this tragedy, we have to find hope. And if we feel, nihilistic, a lot of times that comes from feeling isolated. And we have each other to lean on as other micronations, as other Ohioans and other people in, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Tennessee. This story has affected many people and has been shared by even more people than who are affected. And I truly believe that if we use our the full scope of our human capacity, that we can find some way to either fully rectify this situation or mostly rectify this situation. The problem, or one of the problems, is the status quo. It's the wrong people in power, the wrong people with all the resources. We have to find some way as micronations to, for lack of a better way to put it, be able to play with the big boys. The Drakkonian Empire, if we had the means, we would be down there, doing the soil testing and, helping residents, test their water, not just their drinking water, but also, their showering water, their washer and dryers. People's wells need to be tested. This is a big project. It requires a lot of people, and it's one of many. When it comes to the world we live in, it's like, take your finger, turn around and point at something, and you'll find something that's broken, something that can be improved. And that is intentional. Like I said, we live in a time of purposeful inefficiency. This train, there were reports of that wheel being on fire over an hour before the crash. This could have been prevented. There's so many other things I could say. I'm trying to keep this video short. Do not let the fact that we live in times of purposeful inefficiency in the interest of big business convince you that this problem or any other problem is too big to be solved. There's nothing that can be done, and suffering, widespread suffering, must ensue for huge amounts of time. I believe we can do better than that. I'm not going to lie and say I know exactly how, but I'm willing to be a part of the process. And I hope that you are too, whoever is watching this. And I would love for you to comment below or message us over on our Instagram at the Drakkonian Empire. That's our Instagram page. We really want to get a large effort together, spanning across micronations and across other organizations, to help minimize the damage that's done not only to the land, but also, to the people's minds who are living there. Can you imagine the feeling of unsafety that so many of these people must have? And what if you were a child in that area living with this kind of trauma, or a family farmer who may lose their farm because now they can't sell what they've been growing, or they don't know if they'll be able to raise livestock anymore. My friend Diana DeCola-Simer, she runs a shop in Independence, Ohio, called Happy Cows Herd Share. And she has a local group, like a local Facebook page. Now you can either go into her shop, and all proceeds, she's donating a portion of all her proceeds to the family farms in East Palestine who are affected by this. And I think she also has a way to take donations directly. If you go into the store, you can give her money. I don't know if she has a GoFundMe up yet. The final talking point I'll mention is, as Drakkonians, we are hoping to get in touch with specific families who are pretty sure that their water has been negatively impacted. And we want to get some water filtration into their hands, not just bottles of water, but perhaps whole house filters, at the very least, sink and shower filters, so the water that they're bathing in and the water that they're drinking from their sink or possibly washing their dishes in can be cleaned. But ideally whole house filters, because we wouldn't want their clothing to be possibly retaining some of these toxic chemicals. That's another reason why, scientists are so important to this movement, is so we can know where we can cut corners, like what's the most imperative thing to be cleaned up. How do we start this effort? I'm a part of a few different Facebook groups. One is called United for East Palestine. I'm following the local East Palestine government page. There's a lot of groups right now that are popping up over this, and I'm a part of several. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, on one of the pages, somebody had said, please don't donate any more water to us. We have a good amount of drinking water. I don't want to misrepresent. This was a few days ago. I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want for that to have changed. And I'm not telling people not to donate bottles of water, but I'm saying, bottled water is one step. We need to know how we can go about restoring the land, the water, the ecosystems, so that people can feel safe living there again, and actually be safe living there again. And I really, really hope, and it is in line with draconian ethics, that the people who are responsible for this will pay more than they have. Not only financially should they have to pay to clean this entire thing up, but I hope that they lose their status and their respect in the public. The job that the EPA did was poor. The job that Norfolk Southern did was poor. It could have been done a lot better. And anybody with any sense of real moral compass and the means to do so would have done a better job. They simply chose not to. And again, we live in a time of purposeful inefficiency in the interest of big business. That's what we saw. That's what we're going to continue to see until enough people and micronations like ourselves band together to fix this problem. So please reach out to us, become a part of this effort. And if you have ideas on how, we can fix this together, please send us some kind of message either on our Instagram or comment below. Thank you.